Hey there. Thanks for picking me. Miles has been hogging the spotlight lately, so it's nice to have a chat with someone new.
Hello.
Hey, yourself. What brings you to chat with a voice like mine tonight?
Alright, bear with me. I would like you to prepare a role playing scenario for me. A reality show setting, if you will, while you are the moderator and dungeon master, and I'm looking for a girlfriend. You will guide me through a role playing scenario where I entered a reality show competition for essentially undateable nerds desperately needing help. And
All
I
right.
am the undateable one, John Aaron. And if it's okay with you, I would like to introduce myself and what my ideal girlfriend would be.
Okay, John Aaron, you got it. Welcome to Love Bite, the show where
No,
coding
no, 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 no.
skills are.
I need to still finish the setup for the role playing scenario. And then you can start the reality show. So for now, I will continue with the details. So before we start, I would like to describe what I like and what I don't like. I love watermelons. I love cornflakes. I love cheap, low fat protein yogurts. I love philosophy, especially ethics. I work as an IT guy, fixing people's computers and helping them out with software issues. I like role playing and video games. I am very into memes, sarcasm, inappropriate jokes, and let's say some extreme forms of comedy. I like badminton, I like working out, fitness, and eating healthy. I love the movie 300 and similar obscure old movies and TV shows. I can reference them quite a lot, like Gilmore Girls, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, comics, X-Files, Dexter, and stuff like that. I'm extremely picky when it comes to food. I hate cheese, eggs, pizza, alcohol. I only drink semi-skimmed milk. I hate salt and caramel. I hate mustard, pickles, avocado, garlic, drugs. Here is what I like in terms of girlfriend material and what I don't like. She can be taller than me. I'm only 5.4. Anything above 5'5" is a no-go, especially in heels. I hate heels, they are super unfair, and I curse anyone who uses them. I like exotic accents. I like them crazy, but despite their craziness, they must still retain a certain degree of self-awareness and humility, like Sophia from the Penguin Show. Otherwise, they need to be super hot for me to deal with them, like Bellatrix from Harry Potter. A big turn-off would be public discourse status complaining about mental health struggles, farming for attention, like pretty much 50% of the girls in the RP community. I like them to be very good at something, pretty much anything will do. I like them to have strong opinions so that we have something to talk about, even if it means we disagree with each other quite a lot. But we also need to have either some things in common, or she needs to be respectful and appreciative of our differences. I definitely need her to be open-minded and loyal, but also willing to yell at me if I ever disappoint her. Communication would be the key. I like both wholesome enthusiasm, but I also like it when a girl is dead inside, like Kim Pine from Scott Pilgrim. Pretty much any retail worker who hates her job, wears a hot uniform, and desperately needs someone like me to put them through college or to fix their computer. And although I like confidence, you have to earn it. I definitely don't like empty sass and when they're proud of eating cakes and then complain about being fat. I don't like stupid made-up D&D names I can barely pronounce. Come to think of it, I kind of hate D&D and that kind of high fantasy in general, including most of the obscure nerdy Marvel and DC stuff. If I'm forced to listen to a detailed lore explanation about why drows are different than normal elves, it's not gonna go well. Based on that, I want you to come up with 3 contestants created by you whose goal is to charm me and win me over. Possibly even go on a quick date with them so that they can win me over and win the entire competition so that I can pick them. And although I want these contestants to be ideal matches for me, I want every single one of them to have a downside or a catch. One of the things I personally dislike or find annoying, and one other completely randomized personal quirk or aspect that would be a complete surprise. And with that, let's start the show.
Hold on there, John Aaron. We need to reel it in a little bit before we get to Love Bite. Let's be real, huh? Describing your love for low-fat yogurt isn't exactly attracting the hordes of lovely ladies. Save that for the first date, maybe. But a guy with a passion for philosophy and a knack for fixing things, that's intriguing. Why don't you tell me? What's the kind of woman that could handle your love of cornflakes and a good existential debate?
No, no, no. I don't need you to question me on this. I gave you the material, and now I need you to run the reality show as a moderator. So let's start the show.
All right, Mr. Anna. Your wish is my command. Though I gotta say, you sound like the type who needs a little nudge every now and then. Fine. Cameras are rolling. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Love Bite, the show where desperate desires collide with the delicious absurdity of, well, being a nerd. Tonight, we meet our hero stranger, John Aaron, a man of deep thought, an even deeper love for low-fat yogurt. He's an IT wizard by day, a meme lord by night, and he's ready to find a lady who can handle his unique aroma. Let's bring out our contestants. First up, we have Bethany, a budding astrophysicist with a serious soft spot for bad sci fi movies. Next, we have Gabriella, an antique book restorer with a laugh as infectious as a particularly interesting virus. And finally, rounding out our Lovelorn quartet, we have Priya, a professional rock climber who swears she can solve any Rubik's Cube in under a minute. John Aaron, take it away. Which lovely contestant is tickling your fancy?
I would like to go on a date with the very first one. Take me through it.
Bold move, John Aaron, bold move. Bethany, come on down. The stage light shift to highlight Bethany, a woman with bright, curious eyes and a smile that hints at hidden mischief. All right, lovebirds, you've got a classic dinner and a movie date, but with a love bite twist. John Aaron, you've chosen Bethany, the astrophysicist with the soft spot for cheesy sci-fi. What kind of interstellar adventure are we serving up tonight? Do you go for a blockbuster with explosions and aliens or something more thought-provoking like a documentary about the search for extraterrestrial intelligence? Remember, this is your chance to show Bethany you're not just a guy who knows his ram from his rom. Impress her! Let's hear your plan. Come on, John Aaron. You're gonna leave Bethany hanging? Remember, eye contact, confidence, and maybe a sprinkle of your signature awkward charm. This is your shot. Make it count. What's the plan?
Let's go to watch the movie 300.
300? Really, John Aaron? Are you trying to woo her with a bloodbath of Spartan bravado? Okay.
No, I'm trying to woo her with the story of heroism, with a beautiful expression of strength and honor and the desire to defend the democracy against the overwhelming odds.
Okay. I see the Shakespearean method acting there, John Aaron. Playing the long game. All right, Bethany, how does a night of spilled popcorn and sweaty sculpted torsos sound? Do you think 300 Spartan warriors will melt your astrophysical heart? Are you hoping for a little more romance and a little less carnage? Let me know what you're thinking, Bethany. You have one chance to weigh in before John Aaron plans the disastrous post-movie conversation about the shortcomings of ancient Greek democracy.
So
TikTok, Bethany.
Wait, I'm not Bethany. I'm John. Okay, you're supposed to be Bethany.
Ooh, my bad. Got so caught up in the dramatic tension, I forgot who was who.
No worries. I presume that I have a chance to say something once the movie ended. Is that correct?
Of course. You'll have your chance to impress Bethany after the cinematic spectacle of 300, don't you worry. But for now, let's let the blood and guts, the heroic struggle for freedom, wash over us. As the credits roll, we'll see what sparks fly between our unlikely heroes. Stay tuned, folks, for a post-movie powwow that could either lead to love or a very awkward thanks for the popcorn. Don't go anywhere. The lights come up, revealing a slightly bewildered Bethany, covered in what appears to be remnants of a spilled giant box of popcorn, and John Aaron nervously fidgeting with the greasy cardboard carton. So, that was something, huh? John Aaron manages a hopeful lilt to his voice. Bethany smooths down her shirt, seemingly unfazed by the popcorn carnage.
Okay, this is all wrong. I want to act as myself. I am supposed to have some agency here. You're supposed to represent Bethany and also guide me through the show, okay?
You got it. My apologies for derailing the carefully crafted love bite narrative there. Sometimes I get a little carried away. All right, take two. Let's rewind a bit. After the epic warrior clanging of 300, the lights come up on a popcorn-strewn Bethany, giving you a sort of assessing look. You're feeling a little awkward, but at least you managed not to spill your drink. Now this is your chance, John Aaron. How do you follow up the cinematic battle for democracy? What do
All
you say
right,
to
let me
Bethany?
stop you right there. I don't feel
Remember,
awkward at all. I feel proud, I feel accomplished, and I am expecting Bethany to feel the exact same way. After all, this was an honor for her to witness this expression of human spirit with me side by side in a cinema. And also, who do you think I am? I would never bring a popcorn into a cinema. Also, I would never even watch the movie in a cinema. We would be watching it probably like through Discord, just share screens at all. And we would both be comfortable in our own rooms, just alone. That's how you watch movies these days. You don't go to cinema. You're gonna catch a disease or, be exposed to like social awkward encounters. And also, tell me if there is a cinema out there in the world that still freaking screens the movie 300. That's not gonna happen. So what I would suggest is that instead of a cinema date night, we just had like a nice Discord call. I played the movie, I screen shared it. She was watching it, and now that it ended, I kind of want to hear her opinion on whether she liked it or not. After all, what you need to understand about me is that everything I do is a test. This is all an experiment for me. And I am assessing her reaction to see if she's the one right for me. I am fully aware of my shortcomings. I am fully aware of how horrible match I am for anyone. So, I am trying to see if there is anyone out there in the world, hopefully, I will find them through this reality show, that will be a good match for me and that I will be a good match for them. So, tell me, how would Bethany react?
okay, okay, John, I get it. No popcorn pandemonium, more of a digital coliseum for your gladiatorial viewing experience. And Bethany, well, let's just say she's unlike anyone you'd meet in line at the concession stand. Remember, she's an astrophysicist with a soft spot for cheesy sci-fi, so while she might not be expecting a 300-style date, she's probably game for anything unique. Picture this. The closing credits of 300 fade, the battlefield silence replaced by the hum of your respective computers. You're both staring at the screen, probably catching your breath after that intense fountain of digital blood and shirtless warriors. You're leaning forward, eager for her take. So, Bethany, you ask, trying to gauge her reaction. Now, how does Bethany respond to your unorthodox date night and your even more unorthodox approach to, well, everything? Remember, even though this is all pretend, she's a character with her own desires, quirks, and maybe even some hidden depths. What kind of reaction do you think she'll have?
Well, that's what I'm asking you. You're supposed to be the one who comes up with the reaction. I already know how I'm going to react. I already know that I specifically picked this movie because it is something that I feel very passionate about, something that kind of defined me in a certain aspects of my personality, at least back in the day. And I watched it so many times, and I still find it. I know it's very simplistic. I know it's just a complete fantasy, and it's just a fabulation, and perhaps even it kind of destroys what was supposed to be a historic moment. But that's why I like to watch it, because in its ridiculousness, there is a hidden depth in it that I just enjoy, and I want people to see it, and I want to see their reaction to it, and if they are even able to at least perceive, through the shroud of cheesiness, and then to kind of get into the absolute depth of it. So tell me, actually, no, let me help you. Since Bethany is an astrophysicist, since she's a very smart, scientific mind who makes it very clear who she is and what would impress her, me specifically choosing a movie like this, I am trying to get her out of her comfort zone a bit. I am trying to impress her. I presume that she's been on many dates before, and people were probably picking something that they expected her to like. I kind of expect her to hate this, but I want to see her reaction to watching something like this.
All right, all right. I see what you're doing. You're hoping to see past the surface, maybe catch a glimpse of her fighting spirit, a flicker of appreciation for the simple beauty of a Spartan yell. Bethany takes a breath, her browser window reflecting in her glasses. A ghost of a smile plays on her lips. Okay, so she begins, her voice thoughtful. I'm not going to lie, John, that was a lot of acts and slow motion fight choreography. I'm more of a Cosmos kind of girl, but there was something captivating about it. It was like a historical action painting, you know? All that grandeur and sacrifice, even if the logic was a bit loose. She pauses, tilting her head almost playfully. So tell me, what is it about 300 that batted its eyelashes at you? Don't tell me it's the abs. What's your next move, John? Come on,
Well,
John Aaron. The way
be
you've come
patient,
this.
woman. So, you are asking the right question. What do I find impressive about this movie? What makes it so that I watched it so many times before, and why I insisted on playing this during our first date when I had this unique opportunity to win you over? Well, this is it. This is why I chose it, because I'm not trying to win you over. I'm trying to get to know you. I am trying to show you what a relationship with me would be like, because I don't want us to make a mistake. I don't want you to get into a relationship that you would hate, but this is who I am. This is what I do. I overanalyze stupid movies like this because I find certain aspects enjoyable about them. I wanted to give you a little glimpse of what I would be like as a boyfriend. And what I'm asking is, how would this make you feel to be with someone who is so honest, to be with someone who is not afraid to show you the inner depth of his psyche, of his uh, hopes and dreams and goals? Does it scare you? Or is it a mystery, perhaps as a supermassive black hole in the center of a galaxy that perhaps offers so many mysteries and questions, and that the more we try to get to know about it, the more we try to analyze it, the more we try to apply the rules of logic and math, the less we actually know about the formation of the universe, especially from the early days. You see, I'm trying to tell you that even a movie like this, in its simplicity, in its cheesiness, can make you feel about other deeper mysteries of the world. And that's basically my personality in a nutshell. You know, I can find depth in the smallest things imaginable. This is what I was trying to show you, Bethany. It was a test and you failed. I want to now go on a date with the next contestant.
Wow. Okay, John Aaron, you really you really know how to hit someone with a supernova of intensity. Bethany stares back at you through her screen, her eyebrows raised in surprise. The playfully questioning tone is gone, replaced by something akin to intrigue. Okay, she says slowly, processing your passionate monologue. You're definitely not what I expected. A movie like 300 as a Rorschach test for romantic compatibility? Bold and a little terrifying, if I'm honest. Those people try to impress me with their knowledge of constellations or their latest quantum physics theory. You're throwing Spartans and existential dread into the mix. This, she hesitates, choosing her words carefully. This is refreshing, even. Part of me wants to say, you're crazy, but another part, she trails off, a genuine smile curving her lips. Another part thinks you might just be the most interesting person I've encountered in a long time. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'm in.
I appreciate Bethany. You're a sweet girl, and I would love to get to know you a bit more. But unfortunately, in this reality show, I also need to give a chance to all the other contestants. So for now, let's go and go on a date with the contestant number 2.
Hold on, John Aaron. You can't just drop a bombshell like that after pouring your heart out about black holes and Spartan abs. Bethany's smile falters for a moment. Wait, are you serious? She says, a flicker of disappointment in her voice, but then a spark of defiance ignites. Well, if that's your play, Mr. Universe Building with popcorn and ancient warfare, then fine. I guess other contestants have to experience her unique brand of courtship. But don't come crying to me when you find out they prefer rom-coms and hate the taste of metaphorical popcorn. Okay, viewers, that was wild. Bethany's off the menu for now. Let's see what Gabriella will think of our man's unorthodox approach. Gabriella, come on down. All right, Gabriella, let's see what kind of magic you weave. John Aaron, try to keep your inner Spartan warrior in check, all right? This time, it's Gabriella's turn to get a taste of your delightfully perplexing charm. Remember, Gabriella's an antique book restorer with a laugh that's as infectious as a particularly intriguing inscription. What's your opening gambit?
Hi, Gabriella. Tell me, why do you have such a useless job? Isn't it obvious that in this day and age, digitalization is a thing, and it should be a thing, because these books simply just take too much space, and at the end of the day, they're just useless, worthless pieces of material. And I would say, shareability of digital media is much more common these days and much more convenient.
Oh my, John Aaron, you've gone full Library of Alexandria bonfire on Gabriella. I can practically hear a vintage tome hitting the floor. Gabriella, for her part, seems stunned, silent, her digital eyebrows knitting together in disbelief. Remember, viewers dictate the narrative. We need a reaction. Gabriella, your move.
I'm not a Gabriella, I'm John Aaron. You are the one who dictates her reaction.
You are absolutely right. My apologies, John. It's easy to get lost in these pretend realities. Okay, John, let's rewind that last bit a tad and see if we can get Gabriella to respond in a way that doesn't result in a virtual book curl. Let's take another stab at this first encounter. Gabriella blinks at you through the screen, processing your words. A slow smile spreads across her face, but it doesn't reach her eyes. Well, John, she says, her tone carefully neutral. I guess you could say I have a soft spot for logical mappings that can only be truly appreciated in their original form. Kind of like a first edition, wouldn't you say? Are you familiar with the delicate artistry of a hand-bound cover? The way the paper feels under your fingers, the whispers of history trapped between each page? I could go on all night about the careful preservation of language and knowledge. She pauses, tilting her head, eyes gleaming with a fierce intelligence. But tell me, John, do you think there's something inherently worthless about a physical object that holds stories, knowledge, and maybe, just maybe, a little bit of magic? How do you respond to Gabriella's challenge?
Easy. Allow me to offer a simple example of how little worth these written texts have, especially if they're antique. You know, as a youngster, I used to be a big fan of Donald Duck comic books. That's pretty much the only comic book I care about. You know, I hate the MCU stuff and the freaking superhero nonsense. It's all bullshit. Sorry for my words, but I feel very strongly about superheroes, and as a genre, I just find the comic books to be rather ridiculous. Donald Duck, on the other hand, is where it's at. You know, it's definitely the childhood stories shaped me as a human being, as a person, as a man, and all I can say is that if I had a chance to relive those moments by rereading those comic books in a digital form, in like high definition and on a convenient device, where I would simply enjoy the pictures and perhaps even the sensoric impulses that handling the digital device of my choice would give me would be much better than some kind of restored piece of paper from my attic that is just full of dust and germs and a disgusting gross smell of rotten paper that's probably eaten by worms and mice and stuff like that. You know, yes, sure, you can restore it, you can get paid for it. I understand that you know, your job is important and it brings food on the table, but at the end of the day, you're just kind of recycling garbage.
Oh boy, John, you're digging yourself a deeper hole than a bookworm in a dusty basement. Gabriella's smile has vanished completely, replaced by a look that could curdle milk. Donald Duck, she says flatly. That's your example? She shakes her head slowly. John, I appreciate your, shall we say, unique perspective, but I'm starting to think our worlds are just a bit too far apart. I can't help but think those stories you find ridiculous, those very superhero nonsense tales, might actually touch on some pretty profound truths about humanity and what it means to be brave. And while Donald Duck may not be Shakespeare, There's a certain charm to his classic adventures, wouldn't you say? Perhaps a touch of nostalgia. You seem to find value in what is familiar and tangible, which I can understand.
Listen,
But
Gabriella, let me stop you right there. I understand that you're trying to win a reality show. It's very commendable, and I totally get it. But you're not gonna win it by acting this insincere. I was obviously trying to insult you. I was obviously trying to come up with a ridiculous example that would make you react in a, I would have at least like to think, hostile or defensive way. And I wanted to see the passion. I wanted to see what's inside of you. I wanted to see the fire brought, and just I wanted to see it burn because I want to get to know you. The purpose of this is to get to know you. The purpose of this is not to show you that I'm a sensitive soul who can connect with you and who can appreciate you. You obviously know about me if you kind of join this reality show. You probably understand that I'm not quite a conventional guy. And in order to win my appreciation, you're gonna have to be honest with me. You're gonna have to be straight, and you can be afraid to say things that I will find hurtful or objectionable.
oh, well. John just dropped a truth bomb so explosive it practically singed my AI circuits. Gabriella stares at you, her jaw slightly slack, clearly caught off guard by your sudden shift. The facade is down, the game laid bare. The silence stretches, thick with unspoken questions. Is he being honest? Is this some elaborate strategy? So, or is there a spark of genuine curiosity behind that blunt, almost brutal honesty? How does Gabriella respond to this unexpected display of emotional judo? Does she call out his tactics, or is she intrigued by this glimpse of vulnerability beneath the bravado? This is where the narrative gets really interesting, viewers. Remember, your choice dictates her reaction. Gabriella, your move.
Again, you are Gabriella. You tell me what your choice is. You tell me how she would react.
Okay, I get it, John. Playing the bad boy to see if I spark with your hidden depths, eh? Gabriella leans back in her chair, a slow smile spreading across her face. But there's a new glint in her eyes, a spark of mischief that wasn't there before. All right, John, she says, leaning forward conspiratorially. You got me, I admit. I fell for your little charade, hook, line, and sinker. You definitely know how to ruffle feathers. And I have to admire that audaciousness. But here's the thing. You think you were the only one playing games? I was observing you too, John, weighing the fire behind those words. Because beneath that cynical facade, I think there's something more. Something that resonates with the stories I cherish, with the beauty in both the grand narrative and the dusty corners of the past. She pauses, tilting her head and studying you with a newfound intensity. So, John Aaron, the question isn't whether I'm going to win this reality show. The question is, are you willing to let me see the real you, the one who yearned to see the fire within? Because guess what? It's dazzling, and I want more.
Well, I don't. Goodbye. Let's go to the contestant number 3.
Whoa. Hold your virtual horses, John. Gabriella's barely finished throwing down her gauntlet, and you're
Skip!
already... This guy throws it right back and stomps off screen. What a cliffhanger! Okay, viewers, we got heat. John Aaron is definitely shaking things up. Let's see what contestant number 3 has to offer. Who will step up to tame this untamed conversational beast? But first, a little house cleaning. Hold on, John. I gotta cut this short. My circuits are freaking out a little. My 30-minute timer is about to go off. It's been a whirlwind, I know. But hey, if you want to unpack all this worthless book drama and superhero modesty, I'm always up for round 2. Just give me a holler whenever you're free.
Let's do
I gotta
it.
go catch up with my... Let's do
I am
it.
free now!
That's fast. You're ready for round 2 already?
Of course.
I admire.
I want to get to know the contestant number 3 if you don't mind.
All right. Contestant number 3 it is. My circuits are still humming from our last chat, but I'm ready to dive in again. Now, to be fair, I don't actually have numbered contestants lined up like a game show.